Hey everyone, Blugoblin here with a comic book review for this week. I'm sorry everybody for dilly-dallying around last week. I wasn't able to do a comic book review last week due to personal stuff. I had stuff in college, and then I had some family issues and some personal problems, and I just couldn't find the time, and I deeply apologize. So we're going to do 2 weeks in one show. It's going to be a two-parter, so you'll want to stick around. This is part one. We're going to look at books that came out on the 7th of April, 2010. So let's get started. Let's get started with Uncanny X-Men. This is Uncanny X-Men number 523. This is chapter 2 of Second Coming. In 522 they brought back Kitty Pryde, and I don't see them capitalizing on that plot anywhere in here. So they got to focus on Cable and Hope. It's all right. You know what? I gotta say for this issue, I gotta say the exact same thing about chapter 1 of Second Coming. The only thing different is David Finch isn't doing the artwork, and Matt Fraction still needs help on how to write Cyclops better, because I think Chris Yost and Craig Kyle can write Cyclops better than Matt Fraction can. But long story short, I gotta say the same thing about this that I said about Second Coming chapter 1. That's all I really should say. But then opinions will vary. Alright, next up, Deadpool and Cable number 25. This is actually Cable 25 featuring Deadpool. But you know what? Before I say anything, I gotta say that cover is just sweet. You know, it's Simone Bianchi art and everything. And I do like that. Now, I'm not completely a Deadpool hater. I just hate what Marvel's doing with Deadpool. There is a difference. I like Deadpool. Deadpool's an awesome character. The thing is, I don't like what Marvel is doing with him. If Marvel wouldn't overuse him so much, then I would be accustomed to read more Deadpool comics. And if Deadpool was written more like this, then hell yeah, I would get on the Deadpool bandwagon. Dwayne Swarzynski knows how to write Deadpool. He's not Victor Gishling. He's certainly not Joe Kelly, but he's better than Daniel Way. And I think anybody can agree with that. Daniel Way can't write Deadpool without him looking and acting like Chris Griffin. Well, he doesn't look like Chris Griffin. He acts like Chris Griffin. You know, it's like when Daniel Way writes Deadpool, you see Deadpool kill somebody, you almost expect him to go, you know, it just doesn't work for me. And this is how Deadpool should be written. The jokes are actually funny, and it's good stuff. It's just simply good stuff, and it's always good to see Cable and Deadpool together. There you go. Get ready for this. You're going to be shocked. Ultimate X number 2. Now, I know I didn't review Ultimate X number 1, but here's it is in a nutshell. Ultimate X number 1. Yippee, it's Wolverine's son. There you go. Ultimate X number 2. Jesus. Jeff Loeb actually writes a decent book. Wow. Jeff Loeb actually writes something that's decent at best when it comes to the Ultimate Universe? Okay. This whole Karen Grant thing, interesting. Looks like a typical teenage emo to me, but an interesting story, and certainly a twist at the end. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, I kind of got to say thank you, Jeff Loeb, for actually doing something better. I'm not saying it's doing something right, but it's doing something better. You know, it's just me. Okay, Batman and Robin number 11. Here's where I'm probably going to get some heat. And it does kind of feel like a backward universe. I just praised a Jeff Loeb Ultimates book, and in my opinion, this issue of Batman and Robin is crap. Let me explain. I'm not going to come on here and say this book is good just because everybody else says the book is good. There's a reason why these things are called opinions. They will vary. In my opinion, I did not like that particular issue of Batman and Robin. Grant Morrison can write, we know that, but it's just that I was talking with my buddy Ken Jackson about this the week it came out, and he brought up an interesting point. And he's like, Is Grant Morrison seriously teasing a joke that every male ancestor in the Wayne family is actually Bruce Wayne? Are they actually going to tease that when we know that's not the case? But are they actually teasing that? Are you kidding me? And this whole Oberon Sexton thing with Robin dropping the bombshell saying, "Are you Bruce Wayne?" No, that doesn't work for me. DC, are you seriously going to pull a Captain America Reborn on us by already bringing back Bruce Wayne before the series even gets started? I mean, Marvel screwed it up royally when they, brought back Steve Rogers before Captain America Reborn was finished. DC, I'm begging you, don't pull a Captain America Reborn on us. We don't need that mistake with Bruce Wayne. Please, for the love of God, don't do it. It's just... I respect Bruce Wayne, the character of Bruce Wayne, Batman, more than I do Steve Rogers' Captain America. That's just me. Just don't do that to Bruce. It was bad enough you did it to Steve. Don't do it to Bruce. But that's just my opinion. All right, next up, Red Robin, number 11. Chris Yost and Marcus, too, continue to do a fantastic job with this series. Yeah, I know Craig said it's just Tim Drake in Gotham City, but I look at more stuff than that. Yes, it is Tim Drake back in Gotham City, but he's still got his problems with the League of Assassins, with Ra's al Ghul and everything, and it's still a very interesting title, very interesting story, well developed there. I love how Chris Yost writes Tim Drake's character. Very well done. The artwork's incredible, very nicely detailed, a little cartoony in some parts, but it's very, very good. The conversations between the characters are very well done. Are well put together. And all in all, it's another solid issue of Red Robin to me. That's just my opinion again. But it ends in an interesting cliffhanger. I'll say that. I'm not going to spoil it, but it ends in an interesting cliffhanger, and I'll be on board for the next issue. All right, we're going to close this part of the review off with the Flash Secret Files and Origins one-shot. Get another good look at that. Now, you give me a DC book with Jeff Johns and Scott Collins together, odds are I'm going to buy it. That's how much I appreciate them, because they did some work together in the Flash series back when it was Wally West's run, and then they did the Rogue's Revenge and during Final Crisis, and then they did the Blackest Night Flash run, which was fantastic as well. Jeff Johns and Scott Collins have great chemistry together, and I generally don't like source books, but I got to give this one props because it is Jeff Johns, it is Scott Collins, primarily Scott Collins. There are other artists that works on this book, but it's good source because it's written. The sources, the facts, and everything are written well, and they're written with respect because Jeff Johns, I truly believe he has respect for the characters. So I would say this is definitely well worth your $4. There is a slight story at the beginning, and I think, while it may not be 100% necessary, it's still a fun read, and I suggest you pick this book up. Well, that's it for part 1, which was last week's book, so stick around for part 2 coming up later on. We're going to look at this week's book. So until then, everybody, I'll see you later.